massive step up from version 1. This talk is just one big demo. Hopefully it will work. But the reason I've chosen to go through a demo is to show you just how easy it can be. We've got about 50 minutes. We're going to go from nothing to a full Laravel project, building, being published and deployed. Are we ready? Let's go. So when I say we have nothing, I mean we have nothing. So the first thing I need to do is create a DigitalOcean droplet. And I'll create another one to deploy our application to afterwards. And this uses the DigitalOcean command line, which interacts with our API. If we list out the droplets, it will give us our IP address for Jenkins. That's good. And we should be able to log into it. Off to a good start. So now we've got our instance. We need to install Jenkins. And this is really nice and easy. They provide copy and paste commands on the website. So what I'm doing here is importing the GPG key so that we know it is the actual Jenkins instance. I'm going to add it to my app sources list, which tells the system where to find Jenkins. I'm just going to copy and paste what they gave us. App-get update, app-get Jenkins, yes. And it really was that easy. That's running, and in about 20 seconds or so, we're going to have a Jenkins instance up and running on DigitalOcean. 90 seconds ago, we didn't even have a machine. Jenkins is a Java-based project, so this is pulling in the JDK version 8. It recently got up to version 8. One of the things I don't like about Jenkins is they don't really follow semantic versioning. I went to one day, upgraded Jenkins, and it wouldn't store, because they'd changed from Java 7 to Java 8 in minor release. So you've got to watch out for that. But Jenkins is there, it's running. If I get my Jenkins IP, it's there. So the first thing you have to do is unlock Jenkins. This in case you install it, someone else finds it before you get to setting it up. And the initial password is in this file. So if I just log into Jenkins again, I put that file, there is my initial password. And it will ask me to set up a user for myself. Sorry, first it asks me which plugins I want to install. Most people just click install suggested plugins. I'm going to choose a couple of specific ones because they do take a little while to install. So the ones that we need for this are the GitHub Organization plugin, which you might want to use in your day job. The credentials plugin, which is used for securely storing authentication tokens. And the pipeline plugin, which is what allows us to define our build steps as code. If I click install, Jenkins will go away, download all of those, get them installed. This takes a little while as there are a lot of dependencies. But that is one of the best things about Jenkins, I think. Everything is a plugin. Even the new UI, they didn't change Jenkins, they wrote a plugin. This means that when you run your own Jenkins instance, you can configure it exactly how you need. You don't need to build software that you're not going to use, which has an implication that you've got to monitor that, patch it for any security updates. You only have to install what you need. So on the right hand side, you can see GitHub Organization is done, credentials binding is done, the pipeline is almost there. The pipeline has about 1.5 dozen plugins in its entirety. But this is a one-time thing. We just run, we wait, and when the point gets to the end, still all the plugins are installed. So it asks me to create my own user. Any ideas what my password is? No. No. Password. If I save and finish that, Jenkins is ready. Jenkins is ready for me to start using it. And I think there's nothing in there yet. But how long have we been going? 5 minutes? And Jenkins is there, ready to use. So it creates a new job. You can call this whatever you want. I generally call it the same as the organisation that I'm working with. So in this case it's michaeltest.org. And I want to set up a GitHub organisation. Just here on the right it says scan credentials, none. This won't work for me because it's a public organisation, but you'll start to hit GitHub rate limits very quickly. So I'm just going to add some credentials. And this is a GitHub login. And now, anytime, it's not what I wanted to do. So anytime Jenkins tries to connect to the GitHub API, it will log in as this user. Let's try this one, shall we? I did this literally 5 minutes ago. Well, if I save that, it will tell us my credentials. Okay, so it is something to do with that. And this is the danger with doing live demos. So I can go back and I can reconfigure this job whenever I want if we change credentials, anything like that. Ah, that's why. It's not called micro automation. It helps if I use the actual user that I set up. There we go. That's better. So now if I save this job, it will start scanning the organisation. You notice it's found this repo demo electron. Now this is nothing to do with this talk. This was for a different Jenkins article that I wrote. But it's detected this Jenkinsfile in there. And that's what tells Jenkins that this is a buildable project. If I go into demo electron, we'll see that all of the builds fail. Because this is actually a Node.js project and I don't have Node.js installed on the server. Let's ignore that for now. We're PHP developers. I've decided that we're just going to build a Laravel app. Not going to do anything with it. We're just going to create a standard Laravel 5.4 app. And the reason we do this is because it comes with 2 unit tests by default. And we can immediately start running those in Jenkins. So we use compose to create a project. Everything is cached, so it should be nice and quick. Then we have our project. We name this a Git repo. I can't push it anymore because I don't have a repo to push it to yet. So let's go back to GitHub, create a repo. When I said we were going to do everything, I meant we're going to do everything. There was nothing set up before this talk. So git remote, set URL, origin, git push, origin master. And that should now appear on GitHub. There's our project. But Jenkins still can't build this because there's no Jenkinsfile to tell it how to build. So let's add that. Everything in the Jenkinsfile has a run context. And there's this special node keyword that tells it where to run. You can have nodes tagged with whatever you want. So for example, we have a Windows node, a MacOS node, we build them on different platforms. Your Jenkins instance is a special node, and it will always be tagged with master. So here we're saying, run this job on the master node, and the job is just to echo hello world. And this is a Groovy script. It runs on the JVM. It's interesting, but it's not too bad. It's quite easy to get used to once you start working with it day to day. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to commit it. Have a Jenkinsfile. Push that up. That should appear in GitHub. There it is. Now Jenkins will be able to find our project. And it's appeared automatically. That's because when we install the GitHub organization plugin, it actually sets up a webhook. It sets up this webhook automatically on the organization that sends all pull request, push, and repository create and delete events to Jenkins. So when Jenkins detected there was a new repo, it triggered an internal scan to detect anything with a Jenkinsfile. This is a bit hit or miss. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. But it's really easy to set up. You just get your Jenkins host and add github/webhook to the end. So now we can click in, we've got the master branch, we've got our first build. We can see the console output. And there it is. It says hello world. Hopefully need that a little bit bigger. This is good. Jenkins is now building our project. It doesn't actually do anything, but it's building. Now, at the beginning I mentioned this whole blue ocean UI. This is the classic Jenkins interface. But blue ocean, some people like it a lot more. I actually prefer the old interface. I think that's Stockholm Syndrome, something like that. But I do. Well, I will show you blue ocean. And again, it's a plugin. And it's quite a big one. So I'm just going to install it without a restart. And whilst that's installing in the background, we can carry on, we can make our build do something. So if we open up our Jenkinsfile again, what's the first thing that we need to do on the build? We need to get the code first. So, have a stage called fetch, and the stage in Jenkins is just a collection of work. So I've just run check out SCM, and SCM is a special magic variable, and it contains where the repository lives, what VCS system it's using, what branch will run. You can't specify all of this yourself, you can say always check out master. But in a multi-branch project where you're building branches, pull requests for lots of repos within an organization, this check out SCM, it does its job, it works perfectly. Once we've got that, we've got another stage. Got to install our dependencies. And this is where the Jenkinsfile really starts coming to its own. if any of you ever configured Jenkins before, the UI wasn't nice, the XML files weren't nice, but we know how to run Composer install on command line, and it really is that easy. Just say, run in shell Composer install. And then once we've got that, we'll run our tests. And the PHP unit. Look good? When we push this up, it will go to GitHub. GitHub will send a webhook to Jenkins. Jenkins will run the build. So I go back to master. It takes a few seconds sometimes. If we refresh, it's appeared. And this is going to fail. But it gives us the log. Composer isn't found. Makes sense. I didn't install Composer on my Jenkins machine. So I've got this nice one-liner that adds Andre's PHP 7.1 repository, downloads Composer, all of that. So if I log into the Jenkins machine and run that, that's now installing PHP, downloading Composer, setting permissions, things like that. Whilst it runs, we can take a look at the Blue Ocean. It's not the fastest UI in the world, but it does look pretty. This is Blue Ocean. And at the top it gives you a list of all of your pipelines. You can click in. It gives you a list of all of the builds within that repository. We don't have to go into folders for each branch anymore, it's all on one screen. Then you can click in, you can see all the different stages, my fetch stage. This is all of these are all the commands that we run. My install dependency stage. We can see exactly what happened. And it is actually easier to see what happened in this view rather than the big wall of text in the standard interface. But whilst we were doing that, PHP was installed. So if we go back to the master branch, tell it to build again, by clicking this build now, it starts again. But this is exactly the same as Blue Ocean. And this step will take a little while to start with, because it was a new machine. We didn't have it when we started. It's got to download all of the dependencies and packages. For future runs, these will be cached, but the first one takes slightly longer than normal. You can see it's downloading Symfony routing, Symfony event dispatcher, all of the things that you would expect to see if you're working with a Wildmail project. This is exactly what happens when you run Composer install on your local machine. So we're expecting it to check out our project, run Composer install, then just run PHP unit. Just like we would if we were working locally. If there's one thing that computers are very, very good at, it's running the same thing over and over. Why would we do it when we can get computers to do it for us? It installed all the dependencies, but it failed at test this time. That's because the only supported ciphers are AES 128 and 256. And this isn't a Jenkins problem, this is a landmark work. And the issue is that I don't have .env file to configure my application. And I could do it locally in commit.env, or I could fetch it from AWS or something like that. For this demo, I'm just going to copy it in the build. So it copies the env file, then regenerate this piece. If you're doing any encryption and decryption, this won't work for you, but it's enough to get me moving. to name the stage. This is why get-add-p is a fantastic tool. Fixed tests. Push that up. Then Jenkins will spot it. Build it. So it's running. It will be much faster this time. Composer has already downloaded all the dependencies. They're cached outside of this workspace. They're cached in the user's home directory. And this time it worked. 2 tests, 2 assertions. You can see this little set of stages here that tells us how long each one takes. This is why you use stages, because if you notice that everything completes in a few seconds, but one takes 10 minutes, you know where to spend your effort to optimize. The faster the build, the more people look at them. So this is good. We're off to a good start. But what else do we want? Like, we can do this on our local machine. Why do we need Jenkins? Well, what about code coverage? Do we really run code coverage on our local machines? Most developers don't. Or if they do, they don't look at it. Let's make Jenkins do it. I'm just going to close some of these tabs. And we need another plugin to do this. We have JUnit already installed. It was one of the early dependencies. So I'm just going to install the Clover plugin. Not the Clover PHP plugin, because that's been abandoned. What this will do is it will read the XML files output by PHP and Xdebug, and it will show it in our interface. But we haven't told Jenkins how to do that. So we need to say read JUnit from reports XUnit and read coverage. And that looks a little bit terrifying. Everything else has been nice one-liners, but this is one of the current limitations of Jenkins. If you're working with a plugin that hasn't been upgraded from the new pipeline interface, you end up writing things like this, where you directly call Java classes in plugins. And it works, it does, but it is a little bit painful. So I've got our XUnit and reporting stages in there. The only final thing to do is make PHP unit, write that out. And we could put this in PHP unit.xml, but we don't want to run code coverage every time we run our test locally. It might take too long. So instead we use this coverage Clover flag just in CI. Check our changes again. All looks fine. Push it up. Hopefully you can see how we're building this up step by step. We're, what, 25 minutes in? We started with nothing. We have a machine, we have a project, we have a building, running tests. We've just integrated XUnit reports and Clover reports. If I click it, things are starting to appear. There's the Clover code coverage, which is 2.9% method coverage on a basic low install. These are the kind of insights that you don't get running this locally. If we take a look at the Jenkins file, it's okay, it's readable, but what if I had another project? What if I had, say, a Silex application? Silex application. So it's not at all like Laravel, but it follows the same process: compose, install, PHP unit. Checkout, build, reporting. Imagine if you've got 5 projects. Imagine if you've got 10, maybe you've got 50. Keeping these in sync is going to be a nightmare. Unfortunately, Jenkins has us covered there as well. It has this concept of a global library where you can define all of your steps, then just call them in other Jenkins files. So let's go ahead and set that up. Just create a folder called Jenkins library. And because it's a Groovy project, it follows the JVM standards. So I need to create a directory, source, from Heap. I can spell my own name. And this is where Jenkins will look for our packages. I'm going to create a Laravel app definition. I'm just going to start by writing a checkout definition. So it starts off being empty. And this isn't documented anywhere. The pipeline stuff documented for me is pretty terrible, if I'm honest. I've used a lot of this together over the course of weeks. I've just put a file where it's in the com.Heap namespace. It's got some methods, some help methods like fail to build, run, which will run another class, and execute. I'm just going to go with this project name for now. This Laravel application is a pipeline of steps. I love thinking in pipelines. You can move things around, you can slot things in whenever you need. This is a model that works really well for builds. Let's say this run, new checkout. I pass null because there's no options. What that'll do is it will instantiate this. But this is empty. Just like before, we've got a package, it's got a single execute method. Let's forget the name of this stage. Just like we write in our Jenkins file, we can put it in here. So our Laravel app runs a new checkout class. The execute for that is just checkout SCM. It's all things we've seen before, just in a slightly different format. So let's push that to GitHub. Git init. And once again, we need to create a repo. The Jenkins pipeline. Once that's on GitHub, Jenkins can use it whenever it needs. We'll have to tell it where it is. So once again, we're going to manage Jenkins, configure system. If we scroll down, there's this global pipeline library section. Enter a name, Jenkins pipeline, we'll use master, and we want it to be loaded automatically. So modern SCM, because we're going to GitHub. Its owner is Michael test.org, and it's the Jenkins pipeline repo. That's all it took. Now, that global library is available to all of our pipelines. Let's tell them to use it. So we've got this fetch stage, let's get rid of that start. We still leave it wrapped in node master because all of our steps don't contain node definitions, and this was a conscious decision. It means that you can reuse the same steps on lots of different nodes. If you've got a macOS node, a Windows node. So we say pipeline is a new com dot level. Then we execute the pipeline. I've left all of the others in there because they're not in the pipeline yet. Hopefully we should notice any difference. All we've done is say use the global library. We're just running exactly the same commands under the hood. If we click in and see that build. First thing it does is load the Jenkins pipeline and master library, and then it continues on as normal. It all runs, it's run my tests. This is good. Now we've got all of the other steps as well. And let's copy below. So we had checkout, we had fixed tests, we had test. Oh, sorry, I copied the wrong one. Actually, why am I doing this? I have one that I made earlier. I just go in, I've already got them all here. And composer install.grooving, just runs composer install. PHP.grooving just calls PHP unit. We should replace my library with this one. Pretend I didn't do this. And now, our global library, see, excellent commit messages, has all of these different steps available. So we can go back to Laravel project. Instead of just being a new checkout, it's a new checkout, followed by a new composer install. Then create env keys is specific to Laravel, so I just kept it in here. Then a new PHP unit, a new X unit. I've got a couple of others. This confirm deploy, which is pretty cool. You can tell Jenkins to wait for input from you before continuing. This is good if you want automated deployments to environments. You still want to be that gatekeeper. Then we build the Debian package and we deploy it. Now that last bit we haven't covered yet, so it might not make too much sense. But let's go ahead and test that. So if we go back to our project, we can actually delete everything. And this is what a Jenkinsfile looks like. All we do is we define that this project is a Laravel project. And if at any point in future our Laravel definition changes, the project will automatically get it. So let's make that up. the background. I'm just going to install our route server. So that's just installing PHP and everything we might need to run my Laravel app. After there's a change, you should detect it and run it. And now we're getting an error. Because I didn't call it Laravel app. What did I call it? Laravel project. So the file name is what gives the class name its name. So if I change that to Laravel project, we should get a little bit further this time. And I'm still expecting this to fail because we've added additional steps like building the RPM. We haven't installed the software that we use yet. I'll switch to DSL method execute. This one gets me every time, and it will get you, so pay attention for this bit. In our Jenkins file, we call pipe.execute. But in our definition, execute takes a project name as a parameter. So once the execute method does exist, it doesn't match the definition. So Groovy will tell you that it doesn't exist. I'm just going to add one in here to make it pass. Hopefully this time we'll get a little bit further. And this is what working with Jenkins is like at the beginning. You commit, you push. When I was putting this together, I actually used the commit message, please work. Like I was asking the computer, like, as if it has opinions. But it's running. This time it gets a little bit further, it installs Composer, it runs our tests, gets Clover, and now it says deploy this build, proceed and report, and it will just sit there until I say yes. And then it will fail, because FPM doesn't exist. But that's fine. Because we can add FPM to the server. FPM is a fantastic project if you've never used it. It's for building RPMs, Debian packages, MacOS packages. It's written in Ruby, so we need to install Build Essential and Ruby Dev to get the headers. And then we need to install it with Gem. Have any of you ever written an RPM spec? Well, you were very lucky. I have. It was painful. If you ever get a chance, take a look at the PHP RPM spec, the Remy Colley manages. It's about 3,000 lines long. And do not end it. So now we can run gem install FPM. And it could take a while. It's building native extensions. Hopefully it won't. This is a reasonably hefty server upon DigitalOcean. Once this is done, it will add the FPM binary to our path. We can take a look at what that looks like by looking at build dev. FPM is really simple. Quite simple when you know how. We've got FPM, our source is a directory, our target is a dev file. We give it a name, a version. We tell it where to install to. We set everything in the current directory, the dot, gets installed to bar www, then the name for the project. That's how FPM works. So now FPM is installed, we can try re-triggering our project again. And this time we should get a little bit further. We should get up to that proceed, then I have to click. and then we'll continue. Now FPM runs, generates our dev file, and it errors again. Credential not found. So when it's deploying, it tries to read this SSH key. I haven't told Jenkins about that yet. So once again, I go into credentials. I add a new one, and this time instead of username and password, I've got a secret file. I'm just going to upload my private key. This is a one-time thing anyway. And it was looking for SSH-key, so that's what I call it. So now it has the private key secured in Jenkins. You can take a backup. This isn't on the server itself. If you back up Jenkins and restore it, it will always be able to deploy. The next step is to use that key to run Ansible. And Ansible isn't on the system yet. So let's just add that quickly. We just import the PPA to get the latest version. Say yes. So Ansible's installed on the server. We have all of the credentials that we need. Now what we need is a playbook to run. And once again, here's one I made earlier. So we find the red storage fact. We use the shell command. I've got this shell down to just find out what the latest version was. Then it deploys it to 10 on the remote server and installs that dev file. I will have to change the inventory file because the IP address has changed with my application server. I will just pull out the IP address with that. And that should be all that we need for Ansible to run. So, let's add everything again. And that should build. We can click in. So the last couple have filled, that's okay, we're iterating, we're building our pipeline. Once it goes green, it shouldn't break without us changing it again. Yes, I want to proceed. If we code to approves it, that's really useful to know. If you need to work out who deployed it to production and broke it, Jenkins will tell you. There is no Python on our application server. Once again, you can log in, install Python, try again. Kind of a list doesn't come with Python pre-installed. We can just click build now, there's nothing changed. Oh, actually there was some on here. I'm going to change the document route for Apache to be Michael test, because that's where our application is going to get installed to. Now we start Apache 2 so that gets picked up. We'll log again, coverage, proceed. It builds our dev file. Everything's looking fine. One thing that I do is I use the current build number in the dev name, so this says 1.0.12. That means every time I commit, I get a new artifact. Basically, it deployed it, it installed it. If we log on to our application node, there it is. Let's see if we can purchase that. We're not going to be able to because a lot of overrides to a storage directory, so let's just quickly fix that. I actually made a mistake. I package up old versions of the dev file. Should probably remove those. If we change the owner of storage, it's www data, and go to that, I got my document root wrong. So the document root is actually public inside of here. Start patch 2. And that was our mobile application. Auto deployed, auto built. It's proved to you that it works. Let's go back to it. Welcome template. Laravel. I don't have time for tests today. How many times have you heard that? I don't have time for tests. No, do that. Let's see. Excellent commit message again there. And this time, let's do something a bit different. Let's watch it in Blue Ocean. It takes us through, look how many steps we've got now. Check out, build, create M keys, test. We started it with just 2 of them. They don't have that test. But look, this is quite nice. Do I want to deploy this build? Yes, I do. It builds our Debian package with FPM. It runs Ansible. Deploys the dev file to our application server, it installs it, and it will go through. If I go back here and refresh, thank you for watching. Got time for 1 or 2 questions, if anyone has any. Yes?
So this way you're using the Jenkins file. Instead of edit through the Jenkins to create steps. So you have to edit the Jenkins file to do that.
Yes. So once you start using the Jenkins file, that is the single source of truth for your builds. You can't edit the builds through the UI. It always just looks at the Jenkins file. But that's, for me, that's good. It lives with your code. You get to check it into version control. It's version managed. The only issue you get is when you use a global library and things start to get out of sync there. But I've not found a good solution for that yet.
Does it build all the branches or only the master branch?
It builds all branches, it builds all pull requests.
Can you differentiate based on the branch, for example, to only ask it to deploy the master branch?
Yes, you can. Let's do it. We've got a few minutes.
Would it do a tag as well?
It doesn't build tags.
Just print.
So if I push this up, then it's going to build the RPM, push it out. But what we can do in our Jenkins library is in our deploy step. And which one will that be? Build that. So it's in MacOS project. We can do this. So if a branch is master, do this. Otherwise, just show a message saying you're not a master. Excellent, can we message again? I know. And now I've made that change. That test branch should never try and deploy again. Let's take a look. I'm around for the rest of the day for more questions, as I know I'm meeting into the question time now. If I go back to basic, the test has appeared. I'm just going to kill that. It was waiting for me to say yes, please deploy. But now when it runs, it should detect that it's not a master. There it is, not a master. And if we go back to our master branch and build it, it should just sit and wait and say, would you like to proceed? There's all kinds of environment variables that you can use. They are actually pretty well documented, not a master. Nice branch underscore name, isn't it? Jenkins set environment variables. So here's the list of all of them. And give branch. So that is what you'd switch on. But yeah, you can write if statements and all kinds. It's groovy, it is a complete language. One more.
Okay, so when we get that question whether to deploy or not, is there a timeout value for that?
Not by default, but you can set timeouts for any stage for the entire pipeline. Just like you define stage, you can also define timeout, you can define milestone. Milestone's an interesting one. We didn't have time to cover it today, but when you hit a milestone, it's like a checkpoint. And if any older builds try and get past that milestone, Jenkins will kill them because a newer build has already hit it. That way you don't get old, long-running builds deploying RDMs or dev files over newer builds. There's a lot of flow control options in the Jenkinsfile. Like I said, I'm around, so grab me afterwards. I can answer any questions. I am around for the rest of the day. I'll be easy to find. I'm wearing a crazy white jacket. Please do leave feedback on joined in for me and for all the speakers. It is the only way we can improve. This is the first time this talk's been given. So any bits you liked, let me know. Any bits you didn't like, let me know so I can tailor it best for future audience.